how do you encourage people to like think about that? Like how to get out of that kind of expectation and role and kind of find your own values in time?
I feel like that's something I sometimes struggle with my online presence. It's people love projecting things onto me and kind of how I live my life just because I cook for my husband because it's my love language and I love cooking. They project onto it that I'm in the kitchen and trapped and I'm just at home and he's the breadwinner and all of these things. And I'm like, no, I work. I'm very busy. I travel almost every week. I have kids that I raise. I love being in the kitchen because it's a passion of mine, not because I have to. And sometimes I feel like this is where social media gets tricky for me personally is it doesn't matter how much I voice those things and try to make people understand that I am actually a full-time working mom, that they just don't want to get it. They use me as this poster child of this like very traditional wife, and I'm not. There's nothing truly traditional about us as a couple apart from maybe that we chose to have kids young and get married young. But apart from that, we split chores 50-50. There's things that Lucky does that I guess traditional men wouldn't do, like do the dishes or get the kids dressed or do their hair or whatever it may be that people don't associate with a traditional man. And there's things that I do, like having a full-time career and having Lucky be home watching the children while I travel for 2 weeks, which is, I guess, not traditional in their mind. It's odd. And I feel like people see that side of my life and I voice that side of my life, but they still don't want to accept it. So I've just kind of learned to, I'm going to do me. And whoever resonates with that, great. If they don't, then there's nothing really I can do to change their minds.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a really hard thing to grapple with.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, yeah, I remember when me and Bradley first used to create content together, a lot of people would in the comments, like we'd literally be talking about an issue we had or an argument we had and talking about how we try to figure it out. And there were some interviews we did where I didn't even know Radhi was dealing with something and she'd break down in the interview and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? And we'd talk about it and we'd still get comments where people would be like, oh, they just always project themselves as perfect and happy. And I'm like, trust me, that is the last thing I've wanted to do. Like the last thing I've ever wanted to do is present myself as perfect, my marriage is perfect, or anything as, because really what I'm trying to share is, hey, this is what I got wrong. Like I wrote a book about love and none of it is based on what I got right. It's all based on what I got wrong and what I learned through meeting people. But it's interesting how not everyone hears that because the noise in our mind of what someone is or what they look like kind of overshadows that, if that makes sense.
I don't think they want to hear it. And I think that's what I've learned with being on social media and being so controversial, I guess, is people don't want to hear it. They don't want to change their opinion. They don't want to see you differently. It's like once they've made up their mind about you or have read something, it's also easy on social media. You read a comment or a headline and you believe it. Like there's so many things in the news or whatever it may be that you read the headline and you believe it, and then you actually like Google and do your research and it couldn't be further from the truth. Also, nowadays society, they love drama. They love negativity. They feed off of fights and opinions and online situations that cause conflict. And I think that's what people love projecting onto me. They love that I'm so controversial and they can kind of say whatever. And in the beginning, it really used to bother me. I'd used to cry at home and tell Lucky, like, I don't understand why they're saying all these things. None of this is true. And then I would make a post that's like very subtle, I guess, and I would say in the voiceover, like, I'm not X, Y, and Z. I'm actually a working mom. I actually don't believe in these things. And then all the comments would be like, she's lying. She's gaslighting us. And I'm like, I literally cannot win. And I think that's what I've learned. Like people don't want to hear the truth. They don't care for the truth. They care about what they want to hear and what serves them. So the less I say, kind of the better.
Yeah.
Because it preserves my energy. There's no point in me saying something that someone doesn't even want to hear.
Yeah. And it's not the majority, it's the minority. It's like...
But that's what your brain picks up. It 100%. Could be, you could get 50 comments of people that love you. And then that one comment that's just so mean and nasty. And that's what you think about for the rest of the day. And I think that's also why I don't, you saw me walk in with 2 phones. I have a social media phone and a personal phone. My social media phone, I literally post my thing, maybe read a few comments because I do love interacting with my community so much. But then that phone is gone. I don't read my comments. I don't really scroll on social media. I don't really consume media. And then my personal phone is for everyone that actually knows me and can have an opinion about my life. And that's the phone I care about. If anyone on that phone texts me and has an issue with me or thinks something, that's when I'll actually sit down and think about it. The other phone, I couldn't care less. You don't know me well enough for me to care about your opinion at this point.